The RCX3-SMU speed monitoring unit must be installed and wired correctly before use. This video explains how to install and connect the wiring for the speed monitoring unit. When installing the RCX3-SMU and RCX340S controllers, be sure to refer to the user's manual, and use these units within the specified installation conditions. Use the RCX3-SMU and RCX340S in an enclosure that meets IP54 standards. Ensure that there is enough space at the bottom to easily replace the batteries. Leave at least 100 mm of space on the front to allow for cable management. There should be at least 50 mm of space on the side where the fan is attached for cooling. When installing the RCX3-SMU, take note of the design measurements of the control panel, as the added depth required for the control panel is more than the RCX340 alone. Observe the following precautions when wiring the RCX3-SMU, to prevent noise-related malfunctions. Install the unit as far away as possible from signal cables, robot connection cables, power cables and power lines of other systems, with a minimum distance of 100 mm as a guide. Never bundle these cables together. Do not route or bundle the wiring of electromagnetic contactors, induction motors, solenoid valves, brake solenoids, etc. with signal cables and robot connection cables in the same duct. Keep any ground wires short. To improve noise resistance, wire each cable as short as possible. Absolute batteries are required for both the RCX3-SMU and RCX340S controllers. The absolute battery is a consumable product, and will eventually need to be replaced. The recommended replacement period is approximately 1 year of total power off time. All 4 absolute batteries for the RCX3-SMU need to be replaced at the same time. The COM cable is a dedicated communication cable that connects the RCX3-SMU with the RCX340S. Connect this to the COM connectors on the RCX3-SMU and RCX340S controller. The CNT interface cable is a dedicated safety I/O cable that connects the RCX3-SMU with the RCX340S controller. Connect this to the CNT interface connector on the RCX3-SMU and the safety connector on the RCX340S controller. The AC power cable is a power cable that connects the RCX3-SMU to the RCX340S controller. Connect this to the AC out connector on the RCX3-SMU and the AC in connector of the RCX340S controller. Connect the robot cables to M1, M2, M3, and M4 connectors on the front of the RCX340S controller, and to the ROB I/O 1-2 and ROB I/O 3-4 connectors. Make sure that the cables are connected correctly. An incorrect connection may cause the robot to malfunction. The Robo I/O cable is a dedicated resolver cable that connects the RCX3-SMU with the RCX340S controller. Connect the RCX3-SMU and RCX340S controller to the POS 1-2 and POS 3-4 connectors respectively. For products that only include a connector, the user must perform the wiring. The power input connector of the RCX3-SMU requires a 200V single-phase power supply. The ground terminal must be connected, and Class D installation work must be performed. Make sure that the safety power connector on the RCX3-SMU is connected correctly, as the unit switches between PNP, NPN, external power sources and internal power sources. Note that since building a safety circuit using NPN specifications might get complicated, it is generally better to use PNP specifications. When connecting a semiconductor contact device such as a safety PLC or light curtain to a safety input device, use the external power supply specification. Connect the A1 and A2 pins of the safety I/O connector to the external emergency stop switch. This connection is required. Connect the external mode select switch to the A3 to A6 pins of the safety I/O connector. This is also a required connection. Connect the A7 to A14 pins of the safety I/O connector to the manual mode protective stop, automatic mode protective stop, automatic mode speed monitoring and area monitoring. This is an optional connection that lets you select the safety functions according to your intended use. Connect the A15 to A18 pins of the safety I/O connector to the safety output. This is an optional connection that lets you select the safety functions according to your intended use. That is all for the installation and wiring.